Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to this transmission on quantum relaxation. Why would I use the word quantum for this instance? Very good question. I use quantum when I refer to the conscious understanding that our microcosm always influences our macrocosm and inversely. So when we think about our microcosm, we think really about our inner world, what's happening inside us. Yes, it's all our energy, all our frequencies, our vibration. It's the way we are able to place ourselves into our heart, but it is also our physical body, our nervous system, and our mind, our subconscious mind, our conscious mind. Basically, it's everything that makes us who we are as a human being. And then we have the macrocosm, and the macrocosm I refer to, it's the outside environment. It's our home, but it's also our friends, it's the activities we engage into, and it is also the thoughts that we project outward. So there is this movement of going inward within our microcosm, within our inner world, and there is this movement of going outwardly in our macrocosm. So when I talk about quantum relaxation, I really would like to enhance the fact that when we relax consciously, it has a huge impact on our reality. And when we start doing things consciously, it amplifies, because when we live in the now, we have an infinite amount of energy, infinite resources, infinite access to the whole that we are. So when we start consciously relaxing, it means that over a certain period of time, because there is a different time lapse here, I'm not going to go into details about that, but yes, straight away when we relax, of course, we feel very good, we feel content, we feel happier. And also, when we start relaxing, after a couple of weeks, we start literally witnessing our reality shifting into experiencing more ease, more flow. Because we surrender inside, it is much easier to receive ease, to receive grace around us. So it is easier to start exploring new pathways when we are in a relaxed state, and also to receive from our macrocosm, to receive new friendship, new love, new opportunity for work, and also new money, new abundance, new manifestations. So what is really the state of relaxation that I'm talking about here, and how can we access it? So first of all, it is important to notice that when we are fully relaxed, our DNA coil literally opens up. Scientists have observed that when someone is completely relaxed, the DNA coil opens up, which means that we have greater access to our inner resources, to everything that our genes have to offer, everything that is dormant. For your information, we only know very little about our DNA. So I'm really happy to know that, and I'm happy to have already a tool available to access some data that are present in my DNA, and even more that we are scientifically aware of right now. So when the DNA coil opens, we have access to all our inner resources, which means that we can respond with greater ease, greater flow, but also greater consciousness, awareness to the environment, to what is happening outside of us in our macrocosm. So it's literally going from living in the head to living in the heart. When we live in the head, it's very easy to observe. We're constantly thinking about this, about that, and we start going into projections, and we start analyzing things, and we think that person thinks about us this way. We think that if we do it, it's going to have that ripple effect and that ripple effect. All of that actually shows stress and anxiety in our systems. And it's very much being on autopilot, right? So this stress and anxiety, often for humans, they have been built up since we were born, literally. So we are now congested and suffocated under years and years of internalized stress and anxiety, and not only that, that is normalized in our society. We think it's normal to be stressed, it's normal to be anxious. I say that it is not. It might be the norm, but it is certainly not normal. This is certainly not our natural state of beingness. Our natural state of beingness is to be in the flow, to be relaxed, and therefore to have infinite access to the whole that we are. So there is a part of our brain called the limbic system, which is very much our reptilian brain, and that has been beautifully created. And it's been created because we need to experience fear and stress in dangerous situations. I mean, like if we are under attack, we need to be able to understand that and freaking stress out so we can, get out, we can escape, we can start running away for our lives, literally. It's important to know also that if we are going to jump from a high bridge, chances are like we're going to die. So we have these fears response that creates stress, that creates anxiety, and then we don't want to be there. Also, when we know that there is danger around, our reptilian brain already activates before the actual danger has manifested. So that's beautiful. We want to keep that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem I'm talking about here is the fact that there has been some bug in this system, and basically our nervous system is constantly on high alert. When the nervous system is not balanced, we don't have access to the part of the nervous system which is called the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the nervous system which is there to help us relax, to help us be really present, experience inner peace, and surrender to life. So we really want to consciously relax so we can balance our nervous system down, our adrenal system down, and we can literally have infinite amount of resources when we face life and when we face challenges, experiences, experimentation with life that are outside of our comfort zone. So this content is extremely powerful if we want to start to consciously create our quantum reality, our powerful manifestation. This is why I'm sharing this content with you now, because so many people, they miss this link here. They miss this foundational step of understanding what quantum relaxation is really about, and therefore it's a lot harder to bring conscious creation in our vortex and to actually actualize that into physicality, because we are all over the place, because we are stressed and anxious. So this is going to help you a lot. And please know that if you're interested in this subject, I will have an amazing, with completely new revolutionary content that is all downloaded quantum architecture. I will have a workshop about all of that, on how to use that to create our quantum reality at the end of June this year. So if you are interested, I would love to invite you to have a look at my website centrins.com, when you can find more information about Create Your Quantum Reality, the workshop at the end of June. And now, sharing this, I really realize how important it is to enhance to you the fact that when we are relaxed, we are also more likely going to be soul aligned. Why is that? It's because our soul is infinite. Our soul is the all-knowing. We are the divine spark of God creator. We are the creator of our lives. And to be able to do that, we need to be able to be the observer of our reality. When we are in a constant state of stress, agitation, and anxiety, we are not detached from our experiences. Therefore, we keep on repeating the same stories, running through the same programs all over again and again and again and again. And we wonder, why the hell am I stuck in this loop? It's because the nervous system is basically in this response of being stressed. When we drop away from the head and we move into the heart, we instantly feel so much calmer. The heart is the portal of the soul, literally. Through the heart, we can start channeling, we can start being much more in tune with our intuition, start receiving our own inner guidance. When we are fully relaxed, the mind is so calm that the information that arises from our heart and possibly also from our galactic team or spiritual threads is of such purity that it is a lot harder for the mind to start jumping on it with lots of fears and limiting beliefs. It will still happen. This is why I gave some keys during my free workshop on avatar reprogramming about being a belief generator and dealing with fear portals. If you are interested about that, I will put a link in the description of this video so you can receive this free content now. When we are fully soul aligned, it is so much easier to understand our unique soul coding, our unique quantum soul blueprint, and our soul mission. It gives us such a deeper sense of empowerment to be able to feel that we reside fully in our heart. When we reside fully in our heart and when we are completely relaxed, it means that if we're going to start having a conversation that might be a bit challenging, might be a bit difficult with someone that is possibly not very receptive to the information we are here to share, we will be able to be in a non-reactive state. And that is the key to quantum transformation of our reality. When we are in a non-reactive state, it means that we are so relaxed and so aligned that we literally observe our human having a reaction, but we are so present that we don't go full blow into that reaction, into that program, into that outdated part of ourselves, so wounded, so traumatized that it needs to be angry, it needs to be sad, it needs to cry, it needs to manipulate, it needs to argue, to be righteous, to make a point. No, we are simply observing the dynamic of the conversation unfolding, and then we are able to observe our own emotions and take full self-responsibility for our emotions, which is very important. When we take full self-responsibility for our inner world, for our emotions and feelings arising when we are having a challenging conversation, it means that we literally can take mental notes on the inner work that we are going to do after the conversation, because it's going to lighten up certain areas of our lives that we are working on at the moment. It's enlightening us on, yes, what we need to heal still and alchemize to become more soul aligned, more present, happier, and become a powerful creator of our quantum reality. Where we are fully relaxed and we come into this conversation, our stress level might very well increase, but because we were already a glass full before, like our battery was already recharged before, we can literally use that energy. We can literally use all our inner resources, and we can allow the stress to come and we can observe it, and we are not in a reactive mode because the stress response is temporary. We start going into reactive mode where the stress is completely maxed up. So basically, we are running around all day with the kids, our partner is pissing us off, the car has a flat tire, and then on top of that, after we manage to drop the kids at school, an hour later, the school rings and we have to pick up the kids, we have to leave work, and you get the picture, right? When we are in this kind of mode and we are already maxed up with stress, then we're just going to be super anxious. Chances are we are not going to be a kind, loving parent. We do the best we can with what we have, right? But chances are we're going to be it is so much to deal with. I cannot be the best mother right now, and my partner is pissing me off, or I'm so stressed out right now, I cannot even hear what he wants to share with me. I'm not interested. I have no space for the ones I love, basically, which therefore creates guilt and shame inside of us, and it's an endless loop. So our very first step is to actually consciously practice relaxation every single day. Literally every single day, we are creating in our calendar at least 30-minute window of relaxing time. So you can choose morning, lunch, or afternoon. It's as you prefer, but stick with it, please. And it's very important. We do not have any changes happening in our lives if we don't do the work. That is as simple as that. Yes, we might go to see that psychic, that healer, have that Reiki session and so on, but it's just going to be a drop in the ocean because we are not shifting our inner programs to start with. So basically, it's like putting a little band-aid on an open wound, right? So we need to do the work. We need to bring aligned discipline. And if you don't like what you're hearing, then it's great because it shows that there is room there for you to go into deep introspection about why it's so hard for you to actually understand that you need to relax, why it's so difficult to be able to bring that in. So when we start creating relaxing time in our calendar, what do? Best thing, meditation. We meditate to blank the mind. There are lots of meditation techniques out there, and I would just invite you to start inquiring and practicing different ones. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, sometimes we procrastinate to do our meditation, to do our relaxation time, but we are the boss of our mind. We are the boss of our lives. We use the 5-second rule to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do it. No excuse, we do it, right? So it can be meditation, but it can also be yin yoga, for example, when we simply draw our mind within. We observe the subtle shift happening in the physical body as we hold the poses for such a long time. It's absolutely wonderful. I love yin yoga for this because it's such an inward experience. During yin yoga, I put some soft music, but I'm completely inside, right? I'm not watching TV, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm not singing, I'm not on my phone. No, I am inwards. Relaxation is the movement of going inwards, also with the thoughts. So, for example, for me, relaxing, I love being outside and just look at the sea and the clouds just passing and allow my thoughts to wander. So that's a different kind of relaxation that I really enjoy because I am there and I simply allow my thoughts to come and go. I don't hold on to them, but what it gives me is a very good indication on what I am working as a human. If the same thoughts keep on coming again and again, I will start observing that's like, what is the inner work needed now? Why is this coming constantly? What do I need to shift in myself so I feel completed with this loop that's happening in my mind? And therefore, these relaxing states give me really good indication about the programs that are outdated and that I'm actually working on clearing right now. Therefore, I can do that more consciously. Relaxing, I love relaxing with my Shakti mat. I have an eye pillow and I have solfeggio frequencies and I am there for like 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm simply completely zone out. That's one of my best practice. Another practice is also to walk in silence. I walk in silence, no music, no friends, nothing. And same mind process. I don't think a lot about stuff. I try to create space in my head as I walk. I listen to the sounds of each of my steps in contact with the ground. I listen to the sound of my breath. I listen to the wind. I listen to the bird. I make my walk full sensory experience where my mind is completely relaxed and I feel this ecstatic connection coming from the heart with all my surroundings. So here, that are the few techniques that I personally use to relax. Relaxing is not watching TV, it is not going on your computer, on YouTube or anything like that, and it is not reading either, because that stimulates the mind. When I relax, I basically remove all of that. The only music that I would listen to is a music that has no words and it's only solfeggio frequencies. Okay? So when we have a lot of fire inside of us, it means that it's going to be impossible for us to actually do these relaxation practices that I have mentioned. So what do? Well, we burn that fire first. You can go for a run, go to the gym, go to a sauna. If you need to scream because you're very pissed off and frustrated and angry, scream in your pillow, scream at the wall. not at the human. But, express yourself. Write down in your journal. It's very important if you have a fire in you to actually allow this fire to burn impurities. Therefore, after, it is easier to relax. Because here is a very interesting process, my friend. Remember what I mentioned. When we are fully relaxed, the DNA coils open up, right? So it means also that when that happens, the cells start rejecting or removing low vibration or toxins, right? So all of these toxins, the low vibration and outdated programs, also in our genes, we have genes that we carry from our ancestors and that sometimes not of the highest, right? And all of that is going to be cleared as we relaxed. Yes, but first the DNA coil opens up, and then all of these toxins get out. So there is a buildup of toxins in the body. And also this can lead to a buildup of fire because the fire is going to burn these toxins with greater ease. So if we feel that, please, let's have a sauna. Sauna are wonderful. Exercising, sweating is so needed to be able to basically remove all toxins and outdated programs for our systems, all the way to our cells. When that is done, I'm sure that you have experienced that after an intense exercise session or after a sauna, we feel so calm, right? We feel so relaxed. And this is absolutely the way to go, guys. So it is the way to go, because then after we experience this burning of the fire, we can consciously relax. We can really, when we consciously relax, we really consciously observe how our muscles are relaxed, how our soft our mind is, how easily it is for us to smile, how receptive we are to our environment, how in love we are with life. We are so in love with life. We are inspired by life. We receive so much inner guidance from our soul. Life becomes so much more ecstatic when we are relaxed. So this is the first pathway to find relaxation. This is a conscious, aligned, disciplined pathway. We create space for relaxation. We exercise. We meditate. This is the very first step. The second key that I would like to give you is a key that is going to change the whole game. Because yes, I know sometimes we are just in the flow of life, and even though we did our practices in the morning and we feel so relaxed, there is this build-up during the day. Around 4 o'clock, like bam, something happens, and we find ourselves in this difficult interaction with another human being, and we find ourselves being really stressed out and anxious in this situation. All of a sudden, it's like, what happened with me? Nothing. It's life happening. Life is always bringing us the outward experiences necessary so we can evolve in our inner world, which is exactly why these experiences happen. Life is saying, are you going to be able to stay relaxed? Are you going to be able to step into the next level of your evolution and therefore become a powerful quantum creator of your reality by stabilizing your frequencies, being such a powerful observer of the interaction happening that therefore you will have all the inner resources to hold the light and the frequency at the highest level during this interaction, so you will rise up, so you will become an embodiment of your highest identity now. Are you ready? And the experience comes, and then sometimes, yes, we are ready. We are fully relaxed. We are so conscious of the process. The other person is very pissed off, like she's like very much showing a lot of emotions, but we are so present in our heart that not only we don't judge that person, we don't judge ourselves, but we also understand that this experience is a gift to us, so we can listen with greater level of presence. We can love that person. We can see beyond that person's trauma and healing and ways of interacting. Therefore, we don't react, we don't attack back. We are not sad, we are not triggered. And if we are a little bit triggered, then we observe that. So we know that later we're going to do the inner work. But basically, it's kind of like we are in a beautiful, focused inner peace. in the interaction. That is possible, I swear. I'm experiencing this more and more in all sorts of interaction, and it is literally freaking life-changing. So now also the second key is coming when the opposite happens. We are in the interaction and we start feeling our reactions coming big time. Righteousness, having to prove that the other person is wrong and that we are right. Having to prove this, prove that. So we basically feel that we are worthy, that we are enough, and we don't go into our limiting beliefs and trauma and healing. We can see all of that, but yet we don't know what to do. Then you will remember this second key. You're like, oh, thank you, Sandrine. I'm so happy I remember this second key. The second key is a question. A question is a powerful, powerful quantum hack that can be used in any kind of situation, and that literally opens up your field to receive new information, to receive new frequencies. So this question is, how can I be more relaxed in this situation? It sounds easy, but actually imagine having this intense interaction. Like when we are there, having the level of presence to ask ourselves this question is already a huge step. So when you ask yourself this question during the intense interaction, be super proud of yourself. You're doing it, my friend. Ask yourself the question, how can I be more relaxed in this situation? And observe the answer coming from your physical body. Because when we talk about relaxation, we talk about physical body, right? Balancing the nervous system. The physical body could very well say, I need to breathe right now. And so you're going to start taking deeper breath and really focus on breathing from the belly and from the heart. So you're dropping the energy away from the head down. And you're going to start breathing more and more from the belly. And after, as soon as the interaction finishes, literally you can feel that your inner being is saying, I need space. This is like, this person is fucking bonker, like she's so crazy, I don't even want to talk to her right now. So you're gonna smile and politely say, oh, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate you sharing your truth. And right now, I feel that myself, I need space to internalize it and simply understand what's happening. So thank you very much for sharing. Now I'm going to simply create space for myself so I can think about everything that you have shared. And then I will come back to you when I am really, really focused and really soul aligned, because therefore I will be more inclined to really meet you where you are at now. And we find words to really honor the other person's presence and to also show that we are standing up for ourselves and we are choosing space so we can internalize whatever happened and arose for us. So basically we choose to place ourselves first, and it is always the way to go when we want to change our reality, is that instead of being reactive, we draw our awareness inwards. Therefore, after we raise this question, how can I be more relaxed? We realize that the physical body often needs movement. It needs to move because the energy was so intense. So it needs to move the joints, it needs to take some fresh air, and it needs to burn maybe some fire, or it needs to have a good cry because there is water inside that has been really shaken by this interaction. So basically, we give our physical body, we give our human what it needs to be able to stabilize the frequency into a greater state of relaxation. And it is only when we reach that greater stage of relaxation that we bring back the experience that was unpleasant, because then we are soul aligned, we are heart centered, we are much more the observer of the interaction, and therefore we can really understand all the gift coming. What are the data of this equation here? What was happening? Why on earth did I call this in my life? What do I need to learn? What do I need to shift? Why do I need to remove from myself my belief system, my fears? What is preventing me from rising up to be a bigger person, to reach the next level of my identity, the next level of my reality? How can I be the bigger person now? And then we only enter communication with the person when we are relaxed and soul aligned. We do not initiate interaction and experimentation with life when we are out of alignment, where we are stressed, anxious, frustrated, and all over the place. I would really like to enhance this. We become quantum creators that are extremely powerful and fully soul aligned, really anchored into the highest level of frequencies when we consciously choose to only interact with the interfaces of reality, when we only choose to interact with other humans, to create offering, to mentor, to coach, to interact with life in all areas, when we are fully soul aligned. So our role as infinite soul having a physical experience is to anchor quantum relaxation. It is the fundamental piece to be able to literally consciously shift our reality. Because I can tell you, the amount of inner resources that is present within you is infinite. Why? Because you are infinite soul. You are infinite soul and you have so much talent, so many gifts, so much to offer. You have so much wisdom inside of you. You know, everything is inside of you already. So you can access that in a relaxed state. Remember, being in a relaxed state is creating space every day to consciously relax, and then ask the question often during the day, even if you don't experience anything intense. Sometimes just going grocery shopping creates a different state of nervous system awareness. So we always ask this question several times a day. Am I fully relaxed? And if not, how can I be more relaxed in this situation? So these are the two keys that I would love for you to practice in your everyday life, so you can start observing the shift happening not only in your microcosm, your inner world, but also and therefore in your macrocosm, in your outside world. So I trust that you enjoyed this transmission. It is my great pleasure to share all of these codes with you, because this is what I practice and this is what makes my life so much better. Like literally, like this one tool has basically changed so much for me that I really wanted to share this with you. And I see a lot of people already shifting tremendously their lives simply by applying this tool. Like my students, I constantly remind them to relax, 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 until finally the penny drops and they do, and it's like, oh, no, I get it. You had to say it a couple of times, Sandrine, but no, I get it. And indeed, everything is changing. I would also love to invite you to come to my workshop at the end of June. Create Your Quantum Reality is such a powerful workshop here to help infinite souls reclaim their powers, reclaim their freedom, reclaim all their abilities, their joy, their happiness, so we can become conscious creators of reality. We can be there for our soul and soul mission, and therefore for our communities and for humanity. I love you very much, and I'm sending you a lot of love and many blessings on this beautiful day. Bye.